the background, but let's bring in, standing by, National Trial Attorney Michael Jaafar, who has been following this case. You've been watching it closely, Michael, and there have been a lot of developments today, especially with the defendant not being inside of the courtroom. In your opinion, is there any medical issue that would preclude someone? It doesn't sound like she's necessarily needing treatment, but she is still there inside of the jail cell. Do you think your client needs to be there to watch these closing arguments, appeal or no? Is it just important for them to be sitting there?
So if I was a defense attorney, this case was over the minute she took the stand, and the minute that she, the prosecutor, even there was the anecdote where he told her, "Why did you say prevent, my son from escaping? When do you escape other than when you're escaping from a prison?" She had no answer for that. The case was over at that point, right? So to answer your question, yeah, if I was the defense attorney, I'm just sitting through a conviction of my client at this point. It's just a matter of how many decades is she going to receive in punishment. But I could see that the woman is not healthy, right? She broke down on the stand multiple times. There was an incident when she was being cross-examined where she disappeared. Like she got down on her knees. I think you're seeing right there. Yeah, she got down on her knees. She was just crying for minutes, right? I don't think she could have sat through the closing argument where the prosecutor was then at that point going to bring his case together, right? After days of evidence and testimony and videos and very jarring stuff that you can't put down for decades after the case is done. After all of that, the prosecutor is going to bring it all together, right? I know this prosecutor, not personally, but I know him. He's in Michigan, right? These are tough guys, right? And he's going to bring it together, and he's going to stab the knife and twist it, right? This is the twisting part of the case for the prosecutor. You could not have a more slam dunk case if you're a prosecutor than him. When she took the stand, which was the right decision, was the right thing for her to do, the right strategy thing. We were waiting to see, some remorse. We were waiting to see, some defense. Well, I didn't know this, I didn't know that. And what we saw was basically a mental health collapse. And so her not being there, being present for the closing arguments is another part of the mental health collapse. I'm actually not shocked. I think her attorneys threw their hands up and said, sure, you got a medical issue, go home. They know they're never going to see her again. They're not going to represent her on appeal if she files an appeal.